The story opens with Kanade Amaksa walking through a park where he encounters a pornographic magazine lying on the ground. As he tries to resist the temptation to look at it, his curse activates, presenting him with two mortifying options: press the magazine against his face and smell it, or eat it. He reluctantly chooses the former, leading to an embarrassing encounter with a group of children. This initial scene effectively establishes the nature of his curse and the constant humiliation it brings. At school, the turmoil continues. Kanade's strange behavior has earned him a place among the Reject Five, a group of social outcasts. In the classroom, he interacts with Furano Yukihira, a kudere, a character who is aloof and cynical on the outside but caring on the inside with a deadpan sense of humor, and the hyperactive Oka Uoji, the daughter of a wealthy CEO who makes a dramatic entrance through the classroom window. Later, Kanade is summoned by his homeroom teacher, Utage Doraku, who, despite her youthful appearance, is 29 years old. Utage reveals that she is aware of his absolute choice curse, having experienced it herself in the past, and offers her guidance in navigating his predicament. A pivotal moment arrives as Kanade is on his way home from school. He is faced with a new, life-altering choice. A beautiful girl will fall from the sky, or he will have to fall from the school rooftop dressed in female clothing. Opting for the more appealing, albeit unbelievable, first choice, a blonde girl named Chocolat promptly descends from the heavens and lands on top of him.
The next morning, Kanade wakes up to find that Chocolat, the girl who fell from the sky, has made herself quite at home. To his dismay, she has the personality of an overly affectionate and simple-minded puppy, complete with a love for bananas. His chaotic morning is interrupted by a phone call from a flippant being who identifies himself as God. This new lackadaisical god explains that Kanade's absolute choice curse was inflicted by his predecessor. To be freed from the curse, Kanade must now complete a series of missions. However, there's a catch. If he fails even a single mission, the curse will become permanent. God immediately issues the first mission. Kanade must make his stoic and sarcastic classmate, Furano Yukihira, laugh from the bottom of her heart by the end of the next day. This proves to be a monumental task, as Yukihira is known for her deadpan humor and emotionally reserved nature. Kanade's initial attempts to tell jokes are met with her usual flat responses, with her even accusing him of stealing her material. He later confides in his teacher, Utage Doraku, about Chocolat and his mission. After a full day of failed attempts to elicit a laugh from Yukihira, Kanade follows her to the school rooftop, planning one last desperate attempt. Instead of finding her usual composed self, he discovers her crying. Overhearing her muttering to herself, he learns that she is deeply insecure about her odd personality and is worried that he thinks she is a weirdo. As Kanade overhears Yukihira's surprising confession of insecurity, she notices him. In a classic tsundere move, a flustered Yukihira abruptly uppercuts Kanade, knocking him unconscious and conveniently giving him amnesia of the event. He accidentally slips on a banana peel in a comically exaggerated fashion. The ridiculous sight is enough to make the usually stoic Yukihira burst into genuine, heartfelt laughter, thus unexpectedly completing his mission at the last second. With one mission down, God wastes no time in assigning the next, much to Kanade's horror. The new task is to see the panties of either the cheerful Oka Uoji or the sweet and innocent Konagi Yawakaze. Adding to the pressure, God gives him a tight deadline to complete this perverted quest. Kanade, with the help of his airheaded celestial guardian Chocolat, begins to formulate plans. Their first target is Konagi. The duo attempts various schemes at a cafe, all of which backfire spectacularly, often resulting in Kanade being thwarted by Konagi's ever-present and formidable bodyguards. These failed attempts only served to increase Kanade's social awkwardness and solidify his reputation as a member of the Reject Five. The situation takes an unexpected turn when a ruffian appears and accosts the group. In the ensuing chaos, Oka steps up to protect her friends. As she confronts the troublemaker, a gust of wind lifts her skirt, revealing her panties to Kanade. In a bizarre twist of fate, it turns out that Oka was wearing a pair of panties she had intended to give to Konagi as a gift. God confirms that since the panties were meant for Konagi, the mission is technically complete. We next see the surprising arrival of Chocolate as a transfer student in Kanade's class. Her cute and ditzy demeanor immediately captures the attention and affection of the male students, much to Kanade's chagrin. During a discussion about a class event, creative and bizarre ideas are thrown around, with Furano Yukihira suggesting a game called Find Gloobert and Oka Yuyoji promoting her company's products. In a moment of frustration, Oka, remembering her previous encounters with Kanade, reveals she is now wearing spats under her skirt to thwart any accidental panty flashes. Later, while in a bathroom stall, Kanade is presented with a seemingly favorable absolute choice, with two appealing options. Believing he has finally caught a break, he chooses the option that promises him a harem experience. However, the curse twists his expectations, and instead of a harem of beautiful girls, he finds himself relentlessly pursued by the most popular and handsome boys in the school, who are now inexplicably infatuated with him. This chaotic chase spills out into the school grounds, causing a massive commotion. The spectacle attracts the attention of the enigmatic and authoritative student council president, Sarah Kokubyakonin. Taking advantage of the pandemonium, she proposes a school-wide competition, a battle between the 5 most popular students, dubbed the Popular Five, and the 5 least popular students, the Reject Five, which includes Kanade and his friends. Following this announcement, God contacts Kanade and assigns him a new, seemingly impossible mission. To lift his curse, he must make all the female members of the Popular Five confess that they like him. This daunting task sets the stage for the next arc of the series, as Kanade must now find a way to win the hearts of the school's most beloved girls while contending with his ongoing absolute choice curse. Kanade is still reeling from the impossible mission assigned by God to make all the female members of the Popular Five confess their liking for him. His immediate problem, however, is finding a 5th member for his Reject Five team. His search leads him to Hakoniwa Yuragi, a childhood friend of Kanade's who suddenly appears. Yuragi has a peculiar and affectionate personality, referring to nearly everyone as Big Brother or Big Sister, and displaying an over-the-top, doting little sister persona towards Kanade. Despite her eccentric nature, she enthusiastically agrees to join the Reject Five. With their team now complete, the Reject Five, consisting of Kanade, Chocolate, Furano Yukihira, Oka Yuoji, and Yuragi, gather to strategize. The meeting, however, quickly devolves into chaos, showcasing the clashing and bizarre personalities of the group. Furano's deadpan, strange humor clashes with Oka's energetic and self-promoting ideas, while Yuragi's constant Onichan antics add to the pandemonium. Amidst the comedic interactions, the episode highlights Furano Yukihira's growing and poorly concealed feelings for Kanade. Her jealousy becomes apparent during Yuragi's affectionate displays towards him. This doesn't go unnoticed by Reikado Ayame, a member of the Popular Five, who points out Furano's obvious crush. Overwhelmed by the situation, Furano is forced to leave the room to compose herself. We now find Kanade strategizing how to tackle his divine mission. He first sets his sights on Konagi Yawakaze, the sweet and seemingly gentle girl who is always surrounded by her intimidating bodyguards. Believing she will be the easiest to win over, Kanade attempts various approaches, all of which are brutally thwarted by her overprotective entourage. After numerous painful and bizarre encounters with her guards, he finally succeeds in getting Konagi to admit she likes him as a person. Next, Kanade targets another member of the Popular Five, the buxom Reikado Ayame. He discovers her secret: she pads her bra. Armed with this knowledge, he blackmails her into saying she likes him. The confrontation is brief, with Ayame quickly giving in to his demand to protect her reputation. The latter and more significant half of the episode is dedicated to Furano Yukihira. Kanade learns that the stoic and sharp-tongued Furano is a secret admirer of a cute children's mascot character, a white pig. Seizing this opportunity, he dons a pig mascot costume and arranges to meet her. In the costume, Kanade is able to get Furano to open up in a way she never has before. She reveals her insecurities and her struggle to express her true, softer personality, which is hidden behind the crude and sarcastic front she puts up at school. During their date, an accident causes them to roll down a hill, leading to a genuinely tender moment between the two. In the romantic, starlit setting, Serrano confesses her true feelings to the pig mascot, expressing her wish that she could talk to Kanade this way. At this critical juncture, an absolute choice appears, presenting Kanade with a devastating dilemma. 1. Reveal his identity to Furano. 2. Lose all his memories of the day's events with her. Forced to choose, Kanade sacrifices his memories to protect the intimate moment and Furano's trust. The episode concludes with a reset for their relationship, as Kanade wakes up with no recollection of Furano's confession or her hidden personality. He has successfully completed another part of his mission, but at a significant personal cost, leaving Furano's heartfelt confession unheard by the person it was meant for.
Before we continue, just a quick reminder to like and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy seeing content like this. Now, back to the video.
Next, we see the much-anticipated competition between the Reject Five and the Popular Five. The Reject Five, a group of students ostracized for their eccentric behavior, find themselves pitted against their polar opposites, the most admired and stylish students in the school. The stakes are dramatically raised by the enigmatic student council president, Seira Kokubyakuin. Seira, aware of Kanade's absolute choice curse, presents him with a daunting ultimatum. If the Reject Five lose the competition, she will refuse to say, "I like you," a phrase Kanade desperately needs to hear from her to clear a mission related to his curse. This would condemn him to a life of increasingly insane and socially suicidal choices. Thus, victory becomes the only path to preserving what little remains of his normal life. The competition unfolds in a series of ludicrous and unpredictable rounds. One of the standout moments features Yuragi, known for her little sister persona. Tasked with an acting challenge, she shockingly transforms into a terrifying yandere in a performance that both horrifies and entertains the audience. Another memorable clash occurs between the stoic Yukihira and one of the Popular Five girls. What begins as a simple verbal spar quickly escalates into a fierce insult match. While Yukihira's sharp tongue gives her an edge, her overly aggressive provocations ultimately lead to her disqualification. The absurdity reaches its peak with a round of oil wrestling, a chaotic and slippery spectacle that further highlights the bizarre nature of the competition. Through a combination of sheer luck, unexpected talents, and the Popular Five's overconfidence, the Reject Five managed to narrowly clinch a victory in the face of overwhelming odds. With the Reject Five's improbable win, Kanade's immediate crisis is averted. Seira is now obligated to cooperate, though the full implications of her knowledge about his curse remain a mystery. Following the absurd battle against the Popular Five, Kanade's reputation takes another bizarre turn. Instead of being celebrated, he is now infamous and constantly chased and beaten up by male students who are jealous of the attention he's receiving from the girls. His school life becomes a frantic exercise in evasion as he tries to dodge his newfound, violent admirers. Hiding in his classroom, Kanade is confronted with a new absolute choice from God. The options presented are all physically intimate and deeply embarrassing. 1. Hug the tsundere kurane Furano Yukihira. 2. Hug the bubbly and eccentric Oka Uoji. 3. Hug the amnesiac and childlike Chocolate. After agonizing over the potential violent repercussions of hugging the perpetually cold Yukihira, Kanade strategically chooses to hug Chocolate, believing it to be the least dangerous option. As Kanade awkwardly embraces Chocolate, Chocolate's memories suddenly return, and her personality shifts from an innocent, simple-minded girl to a seductive and forward woman who is fully aware of her mission to help Kanade with his curse. She explains that she was a god's servant sent to assist him, but lost her memories when she arrived on Earth. This new Chocolate immediately begins to flirt aggressively with the bewildered Kanade, even attempting to kiss him. Before Kanade can fully process this new, seductive version of Chocolate, another accidental blow to her head causes her to revert to her previous amnesiac, childlike state, with no memory of her brief moment of clarity. Kanade is left reeling, questioning which version of Chocolate is the real one. Kanade receives his next daunting mission from God. He must make Oka Uoji cry. This presents a significant emotional hurdle for Kanade, as the thought of intentionally causing the ever-optimistic Oka distress is deeply unsettling to him. To tackle his mission, Kanade decides to take Oka to a water park called Aqua Galaxy, hoping the environment will present an opportunity to evoke some tears. He is joined by Chocolate, Yukihira, and Yuragi. At the park, they unexpectedly encounter the student council president, Seira Kokubyakuin, along with Konagi Yawakaze and Ayame Reikado. The trip quickly devolves into a typical poolside episode, complete with swimsuit showcases and playful antics. The lighthearted atmosphere takes a bizarre turn when a duel breaks out between Ayame Reikado of the former Popular Five and Yuragi Hakoniwa of the Reject Five. Struggling to find a way to make Oka cry without being cruel, Kanade and the group decide to try the haunted house. Yuragi and Chocolate eagerly drag a hesitant Oka inside, discovering that the spooky attraction is one of her weaknesses. The haunted house proves to be too much for Oka, who becomes genuinely frightened. Overwhelmed with fear, Oka asks Kanade to carry her like a princess. He complies, but her weight causes him to stumble and fall. In the aftermath of the scare, instead of being upset, Oka thanks Kanade for always being there for her. Touched by his kindness, she begins to cry tears of happiness. Seira, who happens to be nearby, lends Kanade her camera, allowing him to capture the moment and successfully complete his mission. The episode ends on a poignant note, as Chocolate, witnessing the tender moment between Kanade and Oka, appears downhearted, hinting at her own developing feelings for Kanade. However, this heartfelt moment is short-lived. As Kanade successfully completes the mission, he is immediately confronted by a new, and perhaps the most daunting, absolute choice yet. He is presented with three options: to confess his love to Chocolate, Yukihira, or Oka. A fourth, more ambiguous and potentially perilous option is also presented, something that will happen at the water park. Faced with this monumental decision and the intense pressure of choosing between the girls who have all shown him affection, Kanade hesitates. The episode ends on this dramatic cliffhanger, with Kanade unable to make a choice, thus leaving his romantic fate and the resolution of his curse uncertain. The finale leaves the audience in suspense, highlighting the ongoing comedic and romantic turmoil that defines Kanade's chaotic school life.
Now we see Kanade finding himself in a real-life dating sim, a consequence of his absolute choice curse. The familiar female cast members are present, but their personalities have been drastically altered to fit dating game archetypes. Oka Yuyoji, normally sweet and caring, is now a rebellious punk. Furano Yukihira, known for her deadpan humor, is presented as an eccentric alien. We are introduced to a cute but dangerously obsessive yandere character named Yo. Kanade's first task is to choose a heroine's route to pursue. Guided by the game's mechanics, he is presented with a series of absolute choices designed to increase his affection with the girl of his choosing. However, his attempts to navigate these routes are met with comedic failure. His interactions with the punk version of Oka are fraught with misunderstandings and lead to him losing affection points. His encounters with the alien Furano are equally disastrous, as he struggles to comprehend her otherworldly logic, resulting in further penalties. Frustrated by his lack of progress with Oka and Furano, Kanade finds himself increasingly entangled with the new character, Yo. Unaware of Yo's true nature, Kanade's choices inadvertently lead him down her route. This culminates in a shocking and darkly comedic turn of events. As Kanade deepens his relationship with Yo, her yandere tendencies escalate dramatically. The episode takes a sharp turn into parodying the infamous bad endings of dating sims. Having failed to successfully complete any of the heroine routes and falling into the yandere's trap, Kanade meets a grim, albeit censored and comically presented, fate at the hands of Yo. This shocking bad end is revealed to be a nightmare as Kanade wakes up terrified and bewildered. The entire dating sim adventure was just a particularly vivid and stressful dream, a product of his ongoing curse and a testament to the chaotic nature of his romantic comedy school life. And that's a wrap on the absolute insanity that is my mental choices are completely interfering with my school romantic comedy. But now I want to hear from you. What was the most ridiculous absolute choice you saw in the series? Let me know your pick down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this recap and want to see more anime deep dives, be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss the next video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.